Hi, Raymond.
Hello.
Yeah, we were both at the same time. There is no wrong or right cut here.
Yeah.
Raymond Sagapolutele or
Sagapolutele.
Sagapolutele.
So the easiest way to say it is sung upon the telly.
Sagapolutele.
Yeah, and then you drop the and Sagapolutele.
Sagapolutele. When was the first sort of photograph you took and you thought about it as art? When did that happen?
Actually, that is not an easy question to answer because the first picture, well, I've taken photos where I've realized a lot throughout my life, and it was because my parents had cameras, not flash cameras, but they had a lot of point and shoots. And I came across a photo a few years ago that I took when I think I was about maybe 15, and it was a shot out of our front door as friends of our family were leaving and my family was going out to the car. And because of the way it's shot, the door frame is completely black. You can make out the door handles and that, but then you can see the car and everyone around it. And it's an amazing photo. It's a beautiful slice of life, my life, and I shot it. And I think that's my first photo that I can remember that I absolutely loved as being something more than a snapshot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that would be the answer to
but
that.
Your conception of art continuously changes as well.
Continually changes, but that still holds a part, I guess, of my practice in relation to putting me into the shot, but not actually being in the shot. So we're a photo that I've looked at, and it's me. I've read it as being me. And that's in a lot of ways the process that I've had to develop over the years as an artist who uses a camera as my method of communication. It's when the work is a part that, or when the work tells a part of my story, then there's that connection for me. And I guess you might say, well, then that's all of your fine artwork. But as we've discussed before, I've realized that in my street photography and the work that I've done in editorial, I've shot things the way I want them as opposed to how it's presented. So I might see something on the street that I find interesting, but then I'm like, there's something more to this, and then I will look for the way to tell it as opposed to taking that snapshot. Yeah.
Behind you we have a photograph of you.
You mean of my dog?
Yeah, of the dog. But looking at that, especially because you've given us the whole tour, the whole spectrum of your work today, and even looking at that photograph, it's like we can see there directly your traits already now with the light, the black.
Yeah.
Can you tell it's a good shot because it's about a dog, but still it's very difficult to have as a photographer to have your distinctive sort of aesthetic and visual marks. Can you run us through like what makes a photograph a Raymond photograph?
Not an easy question, but at the same time, there is a direct answer to that. What makes it a Raymond photo is Raymond took the photo. That's the easiest way of answering it. But what as far as aesthetics go, like this image is one of these photos that it's set up. I've put up lights in my backyard to do this, so this is shot in my backyard. My dog is there. You could say it's a staged photo in a lot of ways. You look
But
at the dog,
the environment is staged, but not the subject.
I mean, the dog is real. But it's like, you know, people go, oh, he looks so angry, and it's like, yeah, he looks angry, but if I told you what he's doing, that perception goes. Because to get him to do this, I had to basically get my wife to hold a tennis ball and say, you can't have it. And this is the result. He's barking for his ball. So I get the shot. But the reason I wanted the shot is this work is part of a series of 4 images, and it was a work that I created for an exhibition that I had with my TMD graffiti team, graffiti family. And we were given the brief with just this size image, 4 of them, and we would bolt them together to make an even larger piece. And what I wanted to do was, rather than go down the track of photographing graffiti, I thought, I'm not going to go down that path. I'm going to photograph something that relates to me. And so it became this project where I photographed my dogs. But the reason I photographed my dogs is I chose to shoot them in a way that you would have a portrait shot for a person. And the reason I did it that way is because for me, our dogs are not just pets. They're not the four-legged animal that we just have in our house. They are our family. We love them as much as we love other people, and they're important to us. Even more so because their lives are so much shorter than ours. So, you know, I wanted to have something to remember that moment. So I've got this plus 3 other images. And I guess that sort of builds up into the way I started seeing things. And this is a conversation about relationships with people, with places, with, you know, my dog. And it's, again, we talked about this black that features a lot of my work. And that's sort of like the beginning of me trying to, well, actually not even the black being in all the work and not clicking until I started doing the work around my mum and that, and then realizing the black features in so much of my photography, and I couldn't figure out whether it was an aesthetic choice or if it's something that's always just sat at the back of my mind. And then I guess as I looked into it more and I started delving into more of it as part of my practice, it took on this sense of the Samoan concept of the va, that relational space. So this is kind of like the early introduction to it. And I guess even earlier than that, that door frame, that black door frame, which is the entrance to our house. But there's the black, there's that relational space again, that thing that is the come into the house, leave the house, but it's still the thing that connects the inside to the outside and myself to family. So this work, I guess if you'll go back to your original question, what makes it a Raymond work? It's this va space that I put into everything.